Huskers fans making their feelings known. That was on the inside chalk to the right-handed hitting Pine. So the southpaw Walsh will have to try again. He fires his 79th pitch. Strike three call! So Karen, who had that huge swing in the third inning. Ty Bothwell was decent. 4 1/3, 4 hits, 3 runs, but all 3 came on the big swing by the power-hitting catcher. Burr delivers. Karen hits another one well deep to left. Goodbye! It's onto the concourse. 4-2 Huskers. Will Walsh, the man who has not pitched more than 6 innings in a game this season, will try to close out a complete game and keep Nebraska alive in Omaha. Bottom of the ninth, Huskers 4, Indiana 2. The Hoosiers, the designated road team in this game. But you wouldn't know it by all the Husker fans cheering on their starting pitcher who has been fantastic today. But his pitch count has eclipsed the century mark. He's had 100 pitches through 8 innings, allowing 2 runs on 5 hits, but Indiana has just 1 hit since the start of the 3rd inning.
And Nick, something to watch for too, we talked about it earlier, Joey Brancheski's on deck, so that means Devin Taylor's out of this game. Indiana's best hitter would be due up 4th, but he struggled today at the plate.
First pitch strike to Jason Oliver on pitch 101 from Walsh, a 70-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch.
And something to note, Andrew Wiggins does have a bat in the Indiana dugout.
Pitch to Oliver, chopped on the ground, foul to the third base side. Walsh has made his living inducing weak contact early in counts, just 3 strikeouts today.
3 doubles in the first couple of innings for Indiana. It looked like he didn't know how long Walsh was going to go. It hit a walk and a hit by pitch, too.
The 0-2 misses low. Josh Karen, the catcher for Nebraska, points his glove at Walsh as if to say, I like that pitch. His 4th strikeout of the day would bring the fans to their feet. Low and in, Oliver watches ball 2.
And Walsh, the biggest thing, he does not struggle with command at all game long. He has 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch. We talked about those 2 came in the first 2 innings.
Now the 2-2. Bounces ball 3, and you wonder how big of a leash Walsh is going to get. Nebraska stranded a pair in the top half of this inning. Indiana only trails by 2. If Oliver reaches, the tying run comes to the plate. Now the payoff. Swung on, line to the shallow right field. This is going to drop in for a base hit. Oliver rounds but stops his at first as Silva throws the ball in. And Oliver trying to pump up the Indiana third base dugout. Quiets the Nebraska fans. Oliver fought off an inside pitch. Now the tying run comes to the plate, represented by Joey Brancheski.
Andrew Wiggins, something to note once again, Andrew Wiggins puts down his bat, and Cal Sefcik picks up a bat because it looks like it is going to be the lefty. Now, if I was Mercer, I would pinch hit both of them, one of them in place for Stadler.
First pitch, taken outside, a throw behind the runner. He dives back in safely. Brancheski 0 for his last 10, dating back to the middle game of the Michigan series in Bloomington, which took place 8 days ago. Brancheski did not play on Thursday. Oliver off first. Brancheski takes low and in, 1-1 the count.
I just don't see a reason Jake Stadler would be hitting in this situation.
Well, also, you don't really want, I would think, if this game goes to extras, you don't want a freshman, TJ Schuyler, catching in that big of a spot. Because Nebraska is a team that steals a lot of bases, and Schuyler obviously not experienced in these kinds of situations at the college level.
Yeah, but you have to get to extras first is the biggest thing. And I just...
Oliver off first, the 1-1. Taken high and away.
We have seen Stadler pinch hit for a good amount this year in those spots.
Walsh's pitch count now at 109. By far his longest outing this season. The 2-1. Misses outside, ball 3. Walsh has not gone longer than 6 innings this season, and the last time he did that was 2 months ago against North Dakota State at the end of March.
Jeff Mercer stepped out of the Indiana dugout, called time, asked something to the umpires. Not sure what it was.
Trying to clarify the count, maybe. It is 3-1. Oliver leads off first. Brancheski in the box represents the tying run. Outfielders shift towards the left field line. The 3-1. A strike. Not really sure what Brancheski was looking for there. It was middle in, something soft, but he watched it go. Now the count is full.
Now Wiggins does have a bat. I think you have both of them in because you don't know if it's going to be a lefty or righty.
Full count. The pitch. Swung on and missed. 2 outs to go for Will Walsh. Jake Stadler comes to the plate next for Indiana. 1 away, Huskers up 2. Win this game, and you'll play Indiana again with a chance to move to the Big Ten championship. A double play would end it here. Third baseman Overbeek, even with the bag and on the third base grass, perhaps anticipating a bunt. Middle infield and double play depth. Stadler watches strike 1.
I don't know if I'd really expect a bunt down 2 with 1 out here at the bottom of the ninth, but that is where Overbeek's playing.
Oliver not a stolen base threat. Attempted just 1 all season. Stadler takes strike 2. And after back-to-back 3-ball counts to start the inning, Walsh is pounding the zone against Stadler. 2 quick strikes against the Indiana catcher, and the Husker fans come to their feet. Walsh delivers. Stadler hits it in the air, shallow right field and foul ground. Long run. Stokes, Columbus, and Evans all converge, but it drops 5 rows back. Stadler at the bottom of this Indiana lineup, batting just .277 entering this game. Hit it hard, but lined out to Riley Silva, the speedy center fielder, back in the 7th. Trying to keep Indiana alive. The pitch. Chopped on the ground to second, might be 2. Stokes to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. It was a low throw, and Stadler, even the catcher, was going to beat the relay to first. But now there's 2 away, and the pinch hitter for Indiana will be Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, who got the start on Thursday against Ohio State with a right-hander on the mound, hits in perhaps the biggest moment of the tournament so far. And Jeff Mercer says no moment is too big for Andrew Wiggins, who watches the first pitch from Will Walsh miss low. Wiggins has not faced a lot of left-handed pitchers this season, but in a small sample size overall, he's been very good. Just 50 at-bats, 15 hits. And the 1-0 bounces to the plate. Pitch number 118 from Will Walsh makes the count 2-0.
And he probably has second or third best raw power on this Indiana team up there with Taylor and Carter Matheson.
Burkell off of first. Wiggins at the plate represents the tying run and watches a 2-0 strike.
Nothing wrong with watching that pitch on a 2-0, but it's still overall, he has watched a lot of pitches go by down the middle of the zone this tournament.
Walsh, the 2-1. Strike 2. And Indiana down to its final strike. The Husker fans come to their feet. Walsh looking for his first complete game of the season and his longest outing in 2 months. He comes set. The lefty fires. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Nebraska stays alive. The players are mobbing Will Walsh on the mound. They come storming out of the bullpen from the gate that never opened during the game. His second career complete game, both of them here in Omaha.
There are not enough words that could be used for coming at an elimination game like this and pitching a complete game. ERA over 5 all season. Hadn't gotten more than 6 innings all year. And on the flip side, Indiana has put themselves in a really tough spot. This game had every single thing that could possibly go worst case scenario for Indiana. The only thing that you could take an advantage from is the fact that you did only use 2 pitchers, but those happen to be 2 of your most trusted arms throughout the year.
Will Walsh, the Nebraska starting pitcher, who only pitched longer than 5 innings twice this season, throws a complete game to send Nebraska to a second date with Indiana later tonight. Walsh, 9 innings, 2 runs on 6 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts, 121 pitches, 85 of which were strikes. And now Indiana almost feels like they are on the back foot quite a bit, because the Huskers, with the home crowd, having used just 1 pitcher after they used 5 in 7 innings against Ohio State, a game in which they gave up 15 runs. They will have their A-listers ready later tonight. Your final from Game 1 at Charles Schwab Field. Nebraska takes it over Indiana. 4 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. They left 7 runners on base. Indiana, 2 runs on 6 hits, no errors. They left 8 on base.